Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Pauline Verzosa. Batanes is now under signal number 3 as Typhoon Leon further intensifies. And to get us more details about this, we have our mobile journalist Francis Orsho reporting to us live this morning. Francis, gaano na nga ba kalakas itong si Typhoon Leon?
Yes, Pauline, patuloy nga na lumalakas pa, tumahatak ng hangin itong Typhoon Leon at nandito pa rin siya ngayon sa may Philippine Sea at nasa layong 395 kilometers sa may silangan yan ng Calayan, Cagayan at inaasahan nga natin habang papalapit yan dito sa may Northern Luzon ay patuloy ang pagtaas ng Tropical Cyclone Wind Signal ng Pag-asa. At sa ngayon nga ay Tropical Cyclone Wind Signal number 3 na dito sa may areas ng Batanes, sa may eastern portion ng Babuyan Islands, habang signal number 2 dito naman sa may natitirang bahagi ng Babuyan Islands, ang Cagayan, northern and eastern portions ng Apayao, Kalinga, northern and eastern portions ng Abra, eastern portion ng Mountain Province, Ilocos Norte, habang signal number 1 dito sa may ilan pang bahagi ng Quirino, Nueva Vizcaya, Mountain Province, Ifugao, Benguet, ang natitirang bahagi ng Abra, Ilocos Sur o ang Ilocos Region, Nueva Ecija, Aurora, ang Tarlac, Bulacan, Quezon, ang Camarines Norte, ang Camarines Sur at ang eastern portions ng Catanduanes, Pauline.
Okay, Francis, posible pa rin ba na mag-landfall din itong si Typhoon Leon?
Hanggang ngayon, Pauline, hindi natin inaalis yung possibility na baka mag-landfall nga kung sakaling talagang lumihis or patungong westward itong direksyon ng mata ng Bagyong Leon dahil yung direksyon niya ngayon ay north or west-northwestward ay may possibility pa rin or hindi talaga natin nirule out according din sa Pag-asa yung landfall scenario. Pero sa ngayon, according sa track and intensity forecast, ay lalapit lang yung mata o sentro nito sa mga isla ng Batanes Islands, Pauline.
Okay, Francis, kailan naman inaasahang aalis ng Philippine Area of Responsibility itong si Typhoon Leon? Bukas pa rin ba ito?
Yes, according din sa track and intensity forecast ng Pag-asa, base doon sa direksyon na tinutumbok nitong mata o sentro ng Bagyong Leon, ay inaasahan natin by Thursday evening or early morning ng Friday ay lalabas na sa Philippine Area of Responsibility itong sentro ng Bagyong Leon. Malapit yan dito sa may Taiwan country. Pero kahit daw makalabas na ito dahil nga dito sa lawak din ng radius o kaulapan na sakop ng Bagyong Leon dahil nasa 640 kilometers yung lawak ng sakop nito ay inaasahan pa rin natin dun sa may extreme northern Luzon, particularly sa may Cagayan, Batanes, Babuyan Islands ay inaasahan pa rin natin yung malalakas na bugso ng hangin. Kaya nga rin hindi inaalis ng Pag-asa yung posibilidad na baka magtaas pa sa signal number 4 o kung mag-super typhoon ay baka umabot sa signal number 5 yung itataas na warning signal lalo na sa may Batanes.
Okay, Francis, doon naman sa tinatawag nating Fujiwara effect, pinipihit pa rin ba ni Typhoon Leon itong si Severe Tropical Storm Christine?
Sa ngayon, Pauline, tuloy-tuloy yung paghina nitong Severe Tropical Storm Christine na nasa labas ng Philippine Area of Responsibility at nakikita ng Pag-asa na mababa na yung tsansa na mangyari yung tinatawag nating Fujiwara effect o yung interaksyon ng dalawang bagyo sa pagitan ng isa't isa dahil sa ngayon nakikita natin yung dominanteng mas malakas na hangin nitong Bagyong Leon at yung paglapit naman or patungong eastward nitong dating Bagyong Christine ay tuloy-tuloy yung paghina at hindi na natin, kumbaga yun nga, mababa na yung chance na mangyari ito, Pauline.
Okay, Francis, bukod naman kay Leon, may iba pa bang weather disturbances na minomonitor ang Pag-asa sa ngayon?
Sa ngayon, ito ang pinakatinututukan talaga natin yung epekto ng Bagyong Leon dahil ito yung may malaking inaasahan nating epekto sa mga isla at probinsya dito sa may Northern Luzon. Pero patuloy naman yung monitoring ng Pag-asa para sa mga iba pang weather systems dahil naasahan natin anumang araw ngayong week or hanggang sa mga susunod na linggo, yung northeast monsoon naman o yung may malamig ito yung hangin na maaaring makaapekto sa ating bansa ang inaasahan natin sa mga susunod na araw. Pauline.
Okay, maraming salamat para sa update na yan. That was mobile journalist Francis Orsho. Now, Severe Tropical Storm Christine has left at least 125 people dead. Over 100 people were injured while some 28 are still missing up to this moment. Some of the casualties are victims of landslides in Batangas and other areas. Authorities continue to search for missing bodies feared to have been brought by floods to Taal Lake.
First day to second day, naglibot mula sa pinangyarihan sa paligid ng bahay at ganoon din sa malapit dito sa area ng lawa at doon sa bahay nung first day and second day. Tapos nung third day hanggang sa ngayong kasalukuyan, inikot na ang buong lawa ng Taal para lamang makita kung talagang meron ng labi na o katawan na makikita.
Meanwhile, President Bongbong Marcos ordered the study of implementing a moratorium on electricity line disconnections in areas affected by severe tropical storm Christine. The president asked the Energy Regulatory Commission if it is possible to implement the moratorium from October to December this year. He aims to apply this in areas under a state of calamity. So far, around 2.1 million households are experiencing connection issues due to Christine. National Electrification Administration head Antonio Almeda said it is a struggle for them to restore electricity in areas that are still submerged in flood.
Of course, safety will be an issue here. Safety will be an issue here not unless and until to make sure na safe ang pag-restore ng electricity. Yun lang ang magiging balakid sa atin, ano?
Let's now take a quick look at today's other headlines. In the Philippine Star, some lawmakers are urging the ICC to use former President Rodrigo Duterte's statements to build a case against him. Senator Risa Ontiveros, for one, says she hopes the ICC and the Justice Department will seriously review Duterte's admissions. The former president admitted to creating a death squad in Davao City, among others. And in business world, infrastructure spending by the government declined by an annual 11.1% in August. Infrastructure and other capital outlays fell to 108.6 billion pesos from 122.1 billion pesos a year earlier. This is attributed to lower disbursements due to adverse weather conditions, which slowed down project implementation. In other news, the Philippine National Police, or the PNP, continues to gear up for the influx of passengers going home to their provinces for the Undas break. And mobile journalist Julie Baiza has that report.
Over 18,000 cops will be deployed to secure the observance of All Saints and All Souls Days. According to Philippine National Police spokesperson Brigadier General Jean Fajardo, they will secure cemeteries, transport terminals, and major thoroughfares.
Sa ngayon po, ma'am, ay meron na po tayong soft deployment pagdating naman po sa pagbabantay po natin sa Undas dahil may mangilan-milan na rin po tayo mga kababayan na nagpupunta po sa mga puntod po ng kanilang mga mahal sa buhay. Kaya nag-deploy na po tayo. Around mga 7,000 po ang mga nakadeploy na po at meron na po tayo mga police assistance desk at by tomorrow po hanggang Undas at hanggang long weekend po ay more or less aabot po sa 18,800 yung ating i-deploy nationwide po.
The Department of Transportation earlier said that they are expecting around 1 to 1.5 million bus passengers and up to 3 million passengers in airports and seaports during the Undas break. The PNP will also send augmentation teams for the areas affected by severe tropical storm Christine.
Doon po sa mga affected ng areas po ng bagyo ay tuloy-tuloy po yung ating gagawin pong retrieval and relief operations at kaya nag-deploy na rin po tayo ng augmentation teams particularly doon sa affected areas para kahit paano po ay yung mga tauhan po natin na nagre-render po ng assistance relating po sa ating disaster response ay hindi po sila aalis doon sa area at ibang mga tauhan naman po natin ang i-deploy para po sa Undas po.
Included in the deployment are police sa barangay, roving foot and mobile patrols, and force multipliers to the residential areas as PNP expects more people traveling to the provinces. Meanwhile, the PNP is continuously doing humanitarian assistance and disaster response to help the victims of Typhoon Christine. Aside from manpower, they also deployed mobility assets.
Maliban po doon sa ating mga tauhan po na more or less mga nasa 4,000 po yung nakadeploy po doon sa mga affected areas, particularly doon sa mga severely affected po like region 5 and region 4A, particularly dyan sa Batangas, ay meron din po tayong mga ibinaba using our mga choppers po. At maliban po sa mga 3 choppers po natin na nagdadala po ng mga relief goods po, ay yung ating mga mobility assets katulad po ng mga PNP buses, coasters, and man trucks po na nagagamit po sa mga retrieval operations, sa pagtatransport po ng mga kababayan po natin na mga na stranded po.
The agency is coordinating with Armed Forces of the Philippines, Office of the Civil Defense, and affected local government units. Mobile journalist Julie Baiza, We Are One News.
In the U.S., Republican candidate Donald Trump dismissed claims that he is comparable to Nazis. Trump got that remark from critics after his controversial presidential rally at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Several speakers in the event made crude and racist remarks about Puerto Ricans, Palestinians, and Trump's opponent, Vice President Kamala Harris. Some critics compared the event to a 1939 Nazi rally in the same venue. In his campaign in Atlanta, Georgia, Trump dismissed the backlash and claimed that he is the opposite of a Nazi.
The newest line from Kamala and her campaign is that everyone who isn't voting for her is a Nazi. We're Nazis. I'm not a Nazi. I'm the opposite of a Nazi.
Meanwhile, thousands gathered to hear Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris in the battleground states. In Pennsylvania, Harris's rally was star-studded with rock legend Bruce Springsteen, entertainer Tyler Perry, and former President Barack Obama. Obama urged voters to reject politics of division and hatred. This comes as political leaders condemned comments made by a comedian at a major Donald Trump rally, calling Puerto Rico as a floating island of garbage. Trump's camp said the comments do not reflect the views of Trump nor the campaign.
We have to reject the kind of politics of division and hatred that we saw represented. America's ready to turn the page. America's ready for a better story. Philadelphia, we are ready for a President, Kamala Harris.
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Pauline Verzosa. We are One News.